Yo, I'm Nez, and I'm up in the kitchen, and this is going to be another impromptu review of another big box item. Bam! This is the Keurig K Cafe. Now, those of you who know me know, well, you may not know because I never really did a review of it, which I'm going to have to now do a review of it before, even after I do the review of this, just for the comparison. But basically, those of you who do know me know that I'm a bit of a coffee drinker. As you can see, at the beginning of every one of my kitchen videos, you always see my little coffee puns. But I'm a big coffee drinker. I love my Dunkin' Donuts. A lot of people say, oh, well, then how come you don't like Starbucks? I like Starbucks too, but I prefer Dunkin' Donuts on a regular and Starbucks occasionally. But now I'm hooked on this new Canadian coffee company called Tim Hortons. Look, if you haven't had them, look, I'm here to tell you. That's a whole other video though. I'll get into that another time. This time we're going to be doing the review of the Keurig K Cafe. I got this, like I was explaining, because it does not only just the Keurig K cups, but it also does cappuccinos and lattes, which, hey, if you're a coffee drinker, who couldn't benefit from that? And that brings me over to this machine, my Mr. Coffee Cafe Barista, which now that I have this other one, I'm going to have to do a comparison video, or at least I'm going to have to at least do a little review. I've had this machine for about, I'm going to say 3 years, and I absolutely love it. I use it all the time. I grind up my own coffee beans, and I put it in here, and I suspect I'll probably do the same thing for the K-Cups until they start making the K-Cup Espresso, and then maybe I won't have to grind up any beans more. But the review is not about this. We'll get to that later, and the review is about the K Cafe, so let's get back to that. Okay, back to this. So this is how it was shipped to me. Got the little Keurig K Cafe box here. I'm not sure if there's another box inside of it, so I'm gonna go around this one, and then should there be another one, we'll go around that one too. That's on this side right here. I received it today. Mailman dropped it it was raining outside. He left it out there. Lucky my dog started barking and I saw it, so I was able to get it out the rain. I decided to let the box dry before I do the review. It's like 11:30 at night here, and I'm doing a review on this. That's the top of the box, and that's the bottom of the box. Bong. Okay, now let's get into this big box, and hopefully this right here makes it easy. It looks like it does. Maybe I thought it did. Okay, there's a box inside a box. Alright. I'm going to speed this up so that way you gotta see all this. But see it without actually having to sit through it. Okay, we finally in the box here. Bong. Okay, top of the box. Let's get brewing. K Cafe. You know, literature, you know, we don't do that, so toss that to the side. From the videos that I've watched, the very few videos, pretty much just the advertisement. I think there's only one other video on this. This is your milk brewing or frothing cup here. We'll get to that later. Nothing else stuck in here, so we don't miss out on nothing. Throw that in the box down there. Okay, it looks like it's nice and simple. So let's just so you know, pardon the shaking, because I do have this mounted around, around my neck, so that way I can use both hands and film, because that way I get the first person view here. So just kind of bear with me, please. Nothing else in the box there. Put that side. Okay, bomb. So now let's get this out of the plastic. Okay, there we have it. This is the machine. Let's start removing the tape off. A lot of tape. Okay, I imagine we got all of it. So now we're presented with the machine. Bong. Oh, the frother here. Okay, so bong. This is what she looks like. All right. So let's take a quick gander around it before my battery runs out on this. This is the top of it. There goes all your controls: 6 ounce, 8 ounce, 10 ounce, 12 ounce cups. A shot espresso. That means something. I'm not sure yet, but we'll figure that out. This is the power button: coffee, latte, and cappuccino. Your basic Keurig stuff here. K-cups go in there. If you have the thing for your regular Keurig, you can pop this out by putting your finger underneath it, and then you can pop in the pod there, so that way you can make your own coffee instead of using the K-cups. Bong, that pops in and out like that. Here's your water reservoir over here. Right off the bat, I could say that I don't like the fact that this is smaller than your average capacity, but you know, it's good for what it is. Pop it in right there. Bong. All right, you got your frother over here. Obviously, there's some kind of little magnetic. That little thing right there. You throw it in there, and it's magnetic somehow. So I imagine somehow that does the rotation with the whatever milk or cream or whatever you have in there to spin it and heat it up. It uses magnets some way somehow. Okay, that's the side view. Bong. Your little drip tray down here, so you can clean that out nice and simple. Slides in and out. Bong, like so. The back. Now when you're putting this on, I guess you want to make sure that that part right there is in there. I'm sticking that back on. Bong, like so. Bam. Okay. And this is that view right there. Bong. Alright. Got a little, looks like a little 3-foot cord there, so that's long enough for countertop use. So now what I'm going to do is, on the flip side, when I come back in, I'm going to have this hooked up over in the spot where my current Keurig is, and I'm going to take that one off, put this one in a spot, and then now we're going to brew a couple cups of something and see what we're working with. So see you on the flip. Real quick, I just wanted to show you this before we start setting it up for brewing. This is what it looks like underneath the milk frother. There's a little mechanism there that has to be pressed down. I imagine that's for safety measures. Right here, you got your 3 buttons there. You got cold, so I imagine you could probably do cold or iced coffee or cold brew, or oh no, I don't think cold brew, but maybe like iced coffee or something like that. You can froth your milk cold. And then you can froth it for a latte and froth it for a cappuccino. It's nice to have those settings there. And I also wanted to show you the bottom of the machine, just so you can see the bottom for those who are into that type of stuff. Bong, that's the bottom. All right, so when we come back in, just the insides again. I don't know if I really got in there before. So when we come back in, we're gonna brew a couple cups. I'm gonna do a regular cup and at least a latte or a cappuccino, whatever I feel like drinking. So once again, see you on the flip. Alright, we back in, and we're all set up. I got my supplies out here, got me a little mug, and so I'm going to do a cap latte, and I'm going to do an iced latte. So basically, I'm just going to go through the motions. So when you, first of all, you want to put your K-cup in there, bong, and well, first of all, you want to turn it on. So let's turn it on and let it start warming up while I'm explaining things to you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my bag of ground coffee beans that I have set for, you know, for a cappuccino or a latte. So I'm going to fill up my That's good enough for what we're doing. Okay, so we're going to do a hot one first. So once this warms up, and it takes about 3 minutes to warm up the first time after it shuts down, and it does automatically shut down after 2 hours of non-use from the last time you used it. 2 hours it'll shut down. So while that's warming up, I'm gonna get out some cream that I'm gonna use. I'm going to use a little bit of this. Okay, I'm going to put this in my frother. Okay, now if you look inside the cup, I don't know if you can see it, you have two lines there. One that's for cappuccino and one that's for latte. The only difference between the two, for me playing with it, the only difference between the two is that you get, you know, obviously the cappuccino line is down lower, so it's less froth for a cappuccino than it is for a latte, but it's both made the exact same way. So so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a cappuccino. I'm gonna fill it up to the cap line. Maybe I shouldn't do all this, that's a bit much. I'm gonna add a little bit of half and half to that. It's gonna be too sweet. So add a little bit of half that. Okay, bong. So it's all the sugar you need pretty much. Okay, so now that it's all heated up, and that took about 2 minutes, we're gonna put the pot in, bong, like so. And now you see it's all lit up top. Now what you want to do is I'm gonna do a regular latte. I'm gonna hit that, and now it's telling me to just press this button right here to get going, or if I want to add a shot. So if I already had some in there, I could fill it up again and put it back in there, and then go for a shot to add some strength to it if I wanted to. I can hit strong on this one, so it's already going to be a little stronger. It's going to brew it a little stronger, and then I can add a shot. But I'm just going to do a regular latte, so I'm just going to hit OK on that. But before I hit OK on that, I want to get that started. Okay, we're going to do a hot. So if you want to just do hot, you just want to hit either latte or cappuccino. If you want to do cold, you have to press cold first and then hit latte or cappuccino. Each time you press it, you'll hear a beep. So because we're doing a cappuccino, I'm going to hit cappuccino. So it beep once, and then it's starting to work. Gone. And that's going to take about 3 minutes, give or take. I mean, it won't take more than 3 minutes. It'll probably take about 2 minutes. And then it'll beep when it's done. Okay? So that's going to heat the milk and cream up and froth it. And I'm going to let that go for a little bit. So if I want to do the same motion as for a latte, just pressing the latte button, like I said. And if I want to do like an iced latte, which we'll do next, you'll see how I do that. Okay, that's going for a while. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and hit this K on here. And then you're going to see, okay, now I'll let you know that you hit it because it stopped. And you're going to see it's very quiet, at least the coffee portion of it. The majority of the noise is coming from the actual frothing of the milk. See, it's coming out. You can't even hear it basically. Now, if anyone who's had a Keurig in the past, anyone who owns a Keurig already knows that it's not exactly the most quiet machine. So technically, if you're just using a regular K-cup, you wouldn't Other than the coffee pouring out into the cup, you wouldn't even hear it. You wouldn't hear the machine hardly. Okay, bomb. That's for our cappuccino there. And then as soon as this milk finishes frothing up, you're gonna be good to go. Okay, it just beeped, so that indicates that it's done. Okay, I'm gonna try to be like Starbucks, a little Starbucks barista here, if I can. Bear with me. Like I said, I am filming while we're going here. So Starbucks, what they generally do is they'll hold back the milk, or hold back the froth, I should say, to kind of let the milk blend. Then you got a little bit of suds on top. It's more prevalent with a latte. But bomb. That's a cappuccino. Just like that. Bam. Nice and simple. The whole process took, you know, if you don't count the fact that it took to heat up the milk and heat up the water and all that stuff, the whole process took the time that it took to warm up the milk, so 2 minutes. So bomb, you can have you a nice cappuccino in 2 minutes. So from there, let's go and do a iced latte. So for an iced latte, what I gotta do is I gotta fill my cup up halfway with ice. Appropriately at the Starbucks cup. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dump out my cup into my other grinds. Doesn't have to be cleaned perfectly because I'm using it again. And I'm gonna do the same flavors. Shouldn't be so messy. And bumping into everything. I'm lucky we got this cup here. Okay, that's good enough. Ordinarily, you want to try to make sure it's as clean as possible because all those grinds will get into the machine because it is fine grinds. Okay, close that down. Bong. Have that again. I'm gonna put my cream and milk up to the latte line this time. So it's filled higher. Okay. I'm gonna get this going, and because it's cold, that doesn't need to go as long. So I'm gonna hit cold. It beeped once for cold, and now I'm gonna hit latte. Now both of them are lit up, and now it's going to do its thing. But this time it's not going to heat it up. It's going to keep it cold because I'm doing an iced latte. Again, I'm going to hit latte and go. And then all it's going to do is do the same process as before, except it's going to be poured over ice. Bomb. Now I'm just waiting for the milk to finish up. And I'm letting this go in real time so that way you can actually see how long the process is. Ordinarily, something like this I would speed up. Obviously, it takes a little bit longer to froth it up when it's cold. The heat has something to do with the speed of frothing it, I guess, because it's taking a little bit longer than it did when it was the heated froth. All right, and we're done. So I'm gonna pull out our cup. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, we're gonna pull this off. Got our nice thick froth there, and it's nice and cold. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna block a lot of the froth, let the milk get underneath it, as much as I possibly can, I should say. And it's not seeming to work very well. I'm not a Starbucks barista, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pour that in there. Bong. It'll give that a little turn there a little bit. Boom. Good enough. Doesn't have to be perfect. And what they do advise is that you wash down your your cup immediately after using. So I'm gonna go ahead and run a little bit of water in there. So bomb. That's how you make an iced latte with your, Keurig K-Cafe. And this is how you make a hot latte or cappuccino with your Keurig K-Cafe. So, I know you may be thinking, okay, what about a regular cup of coffee? So, we're going to go ahead and do that. Regular cup of coffee. I'm going to pull this out. Put the cup back, grab me out any old K cup. Okay, those of you who know donut shop, regular coffee, bong. All right, put that in, lid up again, just press coffee. And then now you want to select your size. 6, 8, 10, or 12 ounce. It's good that it does all 4, so I'm going to say that's about an 8-ounce cup, so we're going to go with 8. And then after we select 8, then we got to hit the K. Bong. Now you're going to see how fast this really goes. See, look at that. Bam. And there you have it. Nice fresh brewed cup of coffee using your Keurig K-Cafe. So I have to say that this machine right here is very versatile. You could do a lot in a short amount of time. So, and it's a little much up front, but in the long run you're going to save money because now you can make your own lattes and stuff like that instead of having to run to Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts or whatever. So I'm going to say this is a definite get. I'll put the links in the description where you can get it, but I have to definitely get this. If you can get this, get it. I'm surprised Bed Bath & Beyond or Walmart's not carrying it yet, but I'm sure it's just a matter of time. But like I said, I'll put the links on Amazon where you can get it, and then you can get it. Oh yeah, one more thing. I just want to say that I will definitely be putting this up against the my Mr. Coffee Cafe barista, and do a head-to-head competition with it to see which one performs the best. So look out for that video. So with that being said, I'm Nez, and I'm up in the kitchen doing another impromptu review on the Keurig K Cafe. Cop that. Links will be in the description. I'm out this piece.